Hey guys, today we are back working on our 2016 Polaris Ranger XP 900. Today we are going to be installing the roof seal kit. New to us this year, we've got a heater now installed as well as the full doors. What we've noticed now having the doors and everything installed is a bunch of air is coming in above the windshield and under the roof here is just it's probably about a 1-inch gap. So I went out and bought a Polaris roof seal kit. This is specifically for the sport roof. So that's what we're going to be installing today. The kit did come with a foam sealer for all four sides. Primarily what we're having is the air coming in the front. However, since we have it, we're just going to go ahead and install it on all four sides. So the first thing that we have to do is get the roof removed. So to remove the roof, there are 4 bolts on the back side of the Ranger. Those are T40s. Then there are 3 more bolts on the interior. Those are 3 T25s. Okay, now that we have the 4 in the back removed, we can go inside and take the 3 bolts out that are up in the top of the roof. Okay, so now that all of the bolts are taken out, we can go ahead and take the roof off. In order to take this roof off, it might be hard to see, but there is a clip on the inside of the back. That needs to get pulled backwards out from the outside and then it can lift up. Okay, and then once you have the rear portion of the roof pulled up, you can slide it forward to unclip the front hooks. Because in the front there's these tabs here, one on each side, that are clipping under into the frame of the roof there. So the seal kit is a stick-on material. It's got a tape that is essentially just going to be sticking to the plastic roof. So the first thing we need to do is get this all nice and clean. And I'm just using a soap and water mix here. And once I have this all wiped down dry now, I'm just gonna let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes and let it air dry the rest of the way. Okay, let the roof sit here just for about 5 more minutes just to finish air drying. Looks like everything is kind of evaporated as much as possible. Okay, so the kit that I purchased is a 4-piece kit, and this is all designed to stick to the roof itself. Of the 4 pieces, there is a front piece that is more of a rubbery texture than the 3 remaining, which are pretty much completely foam. This first piece here, this long piece, is going to be the front that goes right above the windshield. And then there are 2 smaller sides. You can see that there is a cutout on the foam. That cutout is for right up here. The foam is actually going to come over this strip, but then fit down in the groove. That's going to be on the front side of the roof. So that's going to fit on the roof just like that. Same thing on the other side, like that. The piece that has the 4 holes in it is actually what's going to be going over the bolt holes that we had taken out on the back of the roof. And that's just going to fit in there just like that. I'm going to start with the foam strip that is going to reside on the rear of the roof. Just as far as fitment goes, I know exactly where this one has to be on the bolt holes, and then from there, if there's any extra going up and around, I should be able to line those all up. So then I'm just going to start on one end here, peeling the backing off and lining that up directly over the bolt hole. Now that I have the rear foam installed, I'm going to do both of the sides. So I'm just going to meet the two pieces here. Just going to meet those together so that those are connected. And then just fit it into this groove. And the adhesive on the side pieces here is much better than it was on that rear piece. Again, just meeting up these two pieces of foam here. And then just following that groove. Okay, now that I have the roof turned back around, I'm just going to dry fit this last piece. So it looks like the fitment on the front seal is that it's just going to be flush with the side seals. Then when I have it where I want it, I'll just come back here and apply some pressure. Then once all of the foam is installed on the roof, we can take the roof back to the Ranger and get that reinstalled. Okay, now I'm back in the bed of the Ranger with the roof here, and go ahead and place that back on top. And replacing these front clips into these holes here. It is going to require much more pressure to get those placed down in there now that the foam is in place. So we may have to come back around to the front and just push that down as you're pulling it backwards. Okay, now that I have the front secured in its slots correctly, I'm just going to pull back on the rear, making sure that I'm not peeling back on the foam there, so everything stays intact as I pull it down. Alright, now that this is pulled back down, you can take these two clips that are in the rear here and push it down to lock those into place. Now that the roof is locked back in place, I can come back and replace the 7 bolts. And there we have it. That's how we install the Polaris Ranger Sport Roof Seal Kit. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments section below, and stay tuned for more projects.